What is a situation you got yourself out of due to your quick thinking? When I was 23, I almost got arrested for something I didn't do, and the only reason I didn't spend the night in a jail cell was because I kept my mouth shut long enough to think straight. I was working at this electronics store downtown, the kind where half the inventory is sketchy off-brand knockoffs, and the other half is stuff you wouldn't believe is still being sold. My job was mostly cashier, and occasionally stocking shelves. The owner, Rafiq, was barely around. He hired guys like me, young, broke, needing cash under the table, and didn't ask too many questions. The job was easy, the hours were trash, and the pay was worse, but it got me through a dry patch between university semesters. That day started like any other. Rafiq hadn't shown up since Monday, and now it was Friday. I was alone at the counter, music playing low through the store speakers. I remember a guy came in around 2 p.m. Tall, wearing a red hoodie, kept the hood up even though it was 30 degrees out. He walked around a bit, didn't buy anything, then left. 10 minutes later, 2 more guys walked in. They didn't look at me, didn't even pretend to browse, just went straight to the back storeroom like they owned the place. I stood up. I knew something was off. I started walking toward the back to stop them when I heard the first box hit the ground. That's when I saw the guy in the red hoodie was back, and this time, he was standing by the door, watching me. That's when I realized I was about to get robbed. They didn't take cash. They were after specific electronics, Bluetooth speakers, phones, some boxed CCTV cameras, stuff that moves fast on the resale market. They loaded up in maybe 2 minutes flat. I didn't say a word. I didn't reach for my phone. I just stood there. And then they were gone. Out the back, jumped the alley wall, vanished. I locked the doors immediately, called Rafiq, no answer, called the cops, gave a statement, told them what I saw. They took the security footage, asked me to stay put. Then one of them, this heavyset guy with a clipboard, asked to see the back room myself. I let him in. What I didn't know was that inside one of the boxes that had been broken open, there was a plastic bag full of cash, not receipts, not business income, just raw bills, wrapped in rubber bands, looked like maybe 70,000 taka, and I swear I didn't know it was there. But now it was missing, gone, probably taken by those guys. And the problem was, the footage didn't show them taking that specific box. It just showed me walking toward the back, then standing at the counter. No real interaction. That's when they started asking the real questions. Where was Rafiq? Did I have a key to the safe? Did I know anything about the missing money? I said no, again and again. They weren't aggressive, not at first, but they didn't believe me. I could tell. I realized right then, if I started getting defensive or trying to guess what was in the stolen boxes, I'd dig my own grave, so I stopped explaining. I asked for them to call Rafiq, still no answer. I asked if I could show them my phone, proof I'd tried to call him several times that day. One of the officers agreed. I handed it over unlocked. He saw the missed calls. He saw that I hadn't messaged anyone else in hours. Then I asked to check the CCTV footage myself, from the second camera in the storeroom, the one no one had looked at yet. They agreed. I pulled it up and scrolled through the timestamps. It was grainy and the angle was bad, but you could see a hand reach into that box, pull out a white plastic bag, then stuff it into a backpack. I paused it, zoomed. The hoodie sleeve was red. I turned to the officer and said, "That's the guy who stood by the door." That changed the tone real fast. They made a few calls, started talking about known groups hitting stores across the area. One of them nodded at me like I just turned in a murder weapon. I didn't smile. I just sat down and kept quiet. Rafiq showed up the next day, claimed he didn't even know the cash was in that box. Said he keeps emergency reserves, whatever that meant. He offered me $2,000 extra for the week as thanks. I took it and quit the same day. I never found out if they caught those guys. I didn't really care. What stuck with me was how fast everything almost went wrong. If I'd spoken too much, tried too hard to convince them, or gotten angry, I might have been booked for something I didn't even know existed. Instead, I let the silence do the work. Then I found the tape. Then I walked away.